Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are making Philly cheesesteak sandwiches.
Look at that.
That's beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Let me tell you, these things were amazing. I started off with a whole New York strip and a deli slicer. I've been looking for an excuse to buy a deli slicer for a while now, and what better reason than a Philly cheesesteak? Let me say, if you are going to buy a deli slicer, don't get the cheapest one. I mean, you could probably find one for like 50 bucks, but you will probably be disappointed. The blade will be too small. The components will be made out of plastic. It won't slide back far enough to actually cut anything. Of course, a commercial one would be great, but if you don't want to spend a couple grand and have to rearrange your kitchen to store it, buy something in between. I bought this one on sale for, it was like 350 bucks. It was rated almost 5 stars with over 3,000 reviews, and I've been pleased with it. I would consider that pretty good value for a high quality home deli slicer. I'll include a link in the description, not that I get any benefit from it or anything, but just so you can check it out if you're interested. Once the whole New York strip was sliced up, I seasoned it up with this delicious Heim barbecue brisket dry rub. Let me tell you, this stuff is good. Feel free to use whatever seasoning you like, but if you can get your hands on some of this, you won't be disappointed. While that sets in, I went ahead and made some cheese sauce. You gotta have cheese sauce with a Philly cheesesteak. Start by melting down some butter, then adding some flour to make a roux. You stir that flour until it's completely incorporated and then add some milk. Whole milk would have been great, but my wife had made some desserts with family in town, and so we had several open cartons of heavy whipping cream. I just added these instead. That's kind of how I learned to cook from my dad growing up. You just use whatever you had. So next, stir in a pound of freshly grated mild cheddar cheese. Don't use the sharp cheddars. I love sharp cheddars and they have great flavor, but they're aged longer and so they have less moisture. And because of that, they don't melt as smoothly generally, and so you'll kind of get little clumps or look kind of gritty. Also, don't use pre-grated cheese from a bag. Pre-grated cheese might be easy, but they generally have extra products in them to prevent the cheese from sticking together, like potato starch or powdered cellulose or something. They generally don't melt as good because of that, and you won't get that really smooth texture. Once it reaches this smooth texture like this, you know it's done. Next up, we're gonna take some fresh bell pepper. We're gonna throw it on the Blackstone. If you like onions and mushrooms, feel free to add those. Like I said, we got folks in town, and bell peppers was the one thing we could all agree on, so that's what we're going with today. Once those bell peppers are sauteed, you can kind of move them to the side. And now it's time to throw on that meat. There you go, look at that. Spread the meat out evenly, break up the large pieces, and let it cook. The sounds, the smells, wow. Of course, you gotta try it, make sure everything's on track.
Look at that.
That's my mother-in-law.
Praise the Lord.
She's as excited about this as I am. Okay, take some fresh hoagie rolls, slice them up, butter them liberally, and then let's throw them on the griddle and toast these babies up.
That looks amazing.
Now we're gonna separate out a portion of that meat, add some bell peppers on top, and now throw on a good bit of provolone cheese. Once that cheese is melted, just kind of mix it in, toss it a little bit. Now take your freshly toasted bread and fail. That's right. Man, this is so hot. I should have had some gloves or something, but okay, there we go, there we go. Now for a generous portion of that cheese sauce. Oh man, wow.
That's what you call a Philly cheesesteak manwich.
That's right. A Philly cheesesteak manwich. Let me tell you, this thing was amazing. I mean, I figured this would be good, right? I mean, steak, good seasoning, cheese. Honestly, though, I was surprised by how good this was. I will definitely be doing this again and sharing it with more people. I went ahead and fixed up the rest of the sandwiches and loaded them down with that cheese sauce, of course. And just let me say, everyone was more than happy, very full, and a little tired by the time we finished all these sandwiches. Try this out though if you like Philly cheesesteaks. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff just helps the channel. I appreciate you. Take care. God bless, and we'll catch you next time on the Steve